Update 6.5 is in stress testing. I was able to play it the other day, and you may already know that, but there is a lot of cool stuff in this update with Dinosaurs, Tyrannosaurus, Troodon, and Evrimas, and the move over to Unreal Engine 5.1. However, today we're talking about the whole new dev blog that released as well, with a whole bunch of news regarding human structures, concept art, dinosaur news including Rex and upcoming playables, and so much more. So let's just dive right into this dev blog overview. As many of you know by now, testing for update 6.5 is well underway. You probably know that with the huge wealth of content that you've seen pouring out from everybody, YouTube channels and the likes of that. I do want to start off with a question before I go into this breakdown here. I want to ask, do you want to see a guide for each of the dinosaurs that are in update 6.5? So Baby, Troodon, Sarah, and Evrimas, because I'm thinking about making one. I played Baby the other day, and I feel like a little guide about it will help quite a bit, because it helped me as well. Of course, now let's talk into what was mentioned about this update in the dev blog. They mentioned that the stress testing for update 6.5 has been going very well, and that the playables have showcased the emergence of new strategies and showcasing how they fare against all other creatures in the game. That includes creatures that were already in the game and new creatures that are in the game, or how already existing creatures are playing against the new creatures kind of thing. Kind of like how pteranodons are trying to peck at babies, or at least that's what I experienced yesterday. They mentioned that there are a few kinks in this update as well, and they're working on ironing these out, and once it's ironed out, the update will be in a better position to be released. So we won't be seeing it release until these issues, these bugs, these kinks are ironed out in this update, and yeah, that's that. The update 6.5 release seems hopeful. They say that they see the light at the end of the tunnel for the release of update 6.5 as well. Additionally, alongside update 6.5 or shortly after the release of update 6.5, they will be releasing the brand new Trello board or roadmap, which outlines a lot of changes on there as well in terms of what the developers are aiming towards. So it's nice to see that a change in roadmap is coming, and that'll be something I'll be able to break down in the future. For update 6.5's trailer, however, Caesar, the person who makes all the trailers, who does a fantastic job, has made some comments on it. Firstly, lots of new mechanics to showcase and a lot to explain in the trailer, so it'll be quite a hectic and big trailer at that. The trailer will start calm but get more stressful as time goes on, creating a more tense atmosphere. We get some pictures of Troodon and Tyrannosaurus from the trailer as well, so it's nice to showcase them. They look absolutely badass. I also want to note, as far as I'm aware, in update 6.5, I'm not sure if this was in any previous version of the Isle, but there is this replay mode now, which you can activate in game by pressing F2, and then you go to a replay tab, and then you can use and see those replays, rewind them and stuff like that, which I think is pretty cool. I was doing that to get some clips of Baby the other day, and when I was streaming, I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't even know if that's an update 6.5 thing, but yeah, I just wanted to note that if it was an update 6.5 thing. But I know a lot of people in the comments might be saying right now, no, it's not an update 6.5 thing, you dummy, or yes, it is an update 6.5 thing, you dummy, you know, kind of thing. Anyways, let's move into the rest of the stuff, shall we? The dinosaur news to me is some of the most important news, because you guys love dinosaurs and you're here to play a dinosaur game. We're just going to dive right into it. Rex is actually about to go into full development, and yeah, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. The developers mentioned that Tyrannosaurus Rex will be entering production fully in the next week, and boast some interesting adjustments that eagle-eyed users will be able to spot out as well. That's for Rex. Let's dive into the other news. We have diabloceratops, Dilophosaurus, and Tyrannosaurus being the next dinosaurs to be heading into the game after the ones that are currently in testing. So we now know what the next 3 dinosaurs will be to come to the game. The developers also added apparently some Diablo and Dilo sounds into the Isle Evrimas stress test for update 6.5. Now, I have not heard of anything about them. I've not heard them while I was playing on the stress test, but apparently a lot of people are saying that these exist, and there's probably some evidence of such in the game. That being said, the devs mentioned once the development of these creatures are done, Diablo, Dilo, and Tyrannosaurus, their unique abilities and all that, it will be showcased to us. They'll showcase the unique abilities and some of that stuff, and it'll be nice to see. I don't know when that's going to be coming, but it's nice to know that we'll be getting some showcases of that stuff, so feel free to subscribe when that does drop. I will be sure to make a video on it. That being said, we've got some notes from Wedge regarding Dilophosaurus and Diabloceratops. Firstly, with Dilo, he's bringing the calls up to the quality of the other sounds in Evrima. The ones that are so far complete are Attract and Broadcast, and they are essentially revamped legacy calls. The other 3 calls need some work and deviation from their original concept, but seems they are going well as well. For Diabloceratops, the sounds are well underway. The majority of the adult sounds have been designed or at least undergoing iteration and finalization. Only a handful of vocals are left, like courting, sparring, and some generic or filler vocal sounds for the idols as well, and that's Diabloceratops and Dilophosaurus. Now let's move into the last part, human structures, before I go into a webcam mode and talk about some concept art which we saw as well. Human structures, I get to talk about a lot. It's one of the most reliable things in dev blogs because Visual Tech is always pumping out a lot of cool stuff. Firstly, they are working on the modular kit for the structures. This is something that I'm showing on the screen. Apparently, there's over 250 objects in this modular kit so far. It helps construct a lot of the structures in the game. Additionally, we get some showcase of the buildings. Now, I did see a mention of shaders that are coming and not implemented just yet. That's why they look the way they are. The first one is a house structure or an office structure. I'm not too sure what it is, but it looks like it's going to be multi-story as well, with some standard door-based exits and entrances for it. After that, we see a larger facility. It looks like a facility garage, which has some parking spaces, entrances, loading areas, and other stuff like that. Seems to be the entrance of a facility, or where cars and lorries and trucks will be going through there. And that's the human structures stuff that I wanted to note down there. Some nice stuff, and it's always nice to see the development of the human side of the world as well. Now, we actually have some stuff to talk about regarding concept art, and I like talking about this stuff and breaking it down in a webcam type of view. This is the stuff regarding the ocean environments. We get to see coral reefs, ocean stacks, kelp forests and stuff like that, but I firstly want to point out is that over here we'll get to see the NPCs or potential NPCs that will populate this area. You've got some plesiosaurs, ichthyosaurs, turtles, fish, mosasaurs, and I'm not too sure what that is. It could be a pliosaur or something else, I'm not too sure. But then the potential playables in this area include Bapi, Dinosaurus, Spinosaurus and Pteranodon, and that's pretty much that. I want to start over here, however, where you can kind of see what looks like just the layout of the ocean. So you start off with the beaches over here, and as you get into the shallower water, you start with a mix of seagrass, and then you begin to get to the next part, which includes coral reefs and kelp forests. After that, you get to rock formations as you go deeper, which includes some kind of arches, some caves, stuff like that. Then after that, when you get to the very deep end, that's the deep, empty ocean floor, the most boring part. However, of course, there is some other stuff to talk about regarding the coral reefs. We get some proper concept out of it here. Kind of get to see a huge variety of different corals and stuff like that you are able to find here, with obviously, you know, different colors here, browns, oranges, reds, blues, all that. There'll be a huge variety of them, and some AI fish in the background, like the ones that populate the rivers already. Of course, seagrass, different coral structures, and just like areas where you can hide, especially for smaller playables. It'll be good for the likes of Bapi, smaller crocodiles, smaller Spinosaurids, and stuff like that. Moving on to the next area here, we also see, well, I'm going to go into this part after, but yeah, rock formations. This is a mixed habitat for Pteranodon and Aquatics. As you can see, there's a Spino there and a Mosasaur over there, fish everywhere as well, and in the air you've got Pteranodons too flying around. It showcases the ocean stacks mainly have some huge depth below them, which allows for some awesome underwater rock structures, like some arches, some caves, and just big rock structures there. And this will seem to be a showcase of this area and how it could look as a mixed habitat. It seems for the kelp forests, there'll be a majority of like Bapis and Dinosaurs in these areas. It seems like visibility will probably be poorer, or it's probably a good place to hide away from those big scary mosasaurs and stuff like that, because it'll be harder for them to get you. That being said, the whole showcase here does showcase it looks like it's gonna be dense, kind of like in game when you're in the forests. They're really dense as well and tough to navigate through. So yeah, that's this stuff for the aquatic areas in the game. There is another piece of concept art which is over here, which kind of showcases the whole breakdown of like what everything could be like from shore to deep ocean as well. And it's insanely beautiful concept art. I just want to point that out. Like, look, here's one of the turtles. See a green sea turtle just chilling. And then you've got Dinosaurus, which looks absolutely massive, prowling in the oceans. We don't see anything else in the concept art regarding playables, or aside from like Baby and some pteranodons in the air, but there's no other hidden creatures that we don't know about, like the turtles. That being said, of course, there's a lot of variety, so the coral reefs will be closer to the shore. That'll be mixed with just gentler beaches as well, which is more sandy instead of coral. And then once you move down, you'll be seeing more kelp, and look at how dense that is. It'll be resting on the surface as well, so as a pteranodon, you'll be able to identify where the kelp forests are. And yeah, this is going to be a really dense area, really hard to navigate through, but really good to hide in if you know where to hide. Like I said, like the rainforests in the island itself, which are very dense and hard to navigate through, but very easy to hide in as well. Moving on here, you get more coral reef over here. It seems the coral reefs can go quite deep, but after that, there is still quite a bit here with the rock formations, a little crab, and obviously more rock formations as well. Then as you go deeper, the seaweed, seagrass kind of stays there a little bit, but the water just gradually gets deeper. So to those of you who have thalassophobia, I don't expect you to go anywhere deeper near the deep ocean, especially when mosasaurs and stuff like that are going to be populating that area in the future. But this is some insanely awesome work. This is made by Fred, and yeah, Fred's done an incredible job with this concept art, and I wanted to talk about it, kind of break it down in a sense. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below, because this is some really cool ocean environment, a nice glimpse of what the ocean environments in the Isle could look like. And if it looks like what it is here on this concept art, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. And I do love the color variation here as well. It looks very vibrant, of course, like it's an ocean, very blue as well, and I love it a ton. Anyways guys, I'd love to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. And there we have it, everybody. Let me know your thoughts about all of this new development updates in the Isle of Evrima. I know I only cover this game once every now and then, but now we have access to being able to publish content on the update 6.5 stress test. I want to be able to make some guides for some of the dinosaurs and see how those go. I might even make it one big video or two separate videos, the omnivores and the carnivores. So Galley and Baby in one video, Troodon and Cerato in another video, or all of them in individual videos. Let me know what you want. I'd love to know what you think, and what do you think about this dev blog as well. Some nice information here, especially regarding upcoming playables and update 6.5's whereabouts. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.